Salutations! Welcome, my name is Phil, aka JC Servant. Welcome to another exciting City of Heroes video. Today we are doing a villain story arc, and I've already forgotten what the name of it is actually. Van Groon's Redemption, I believe, is what we picked. Van Groon something. It's level 50. There are a lot of level 50 story arcs, and 40 story arcs, and 35 story arcs I have not done yet, particularly on the red side. And I wanted to start the new year by taking a little bit of a chip at it. I'm here with my good friend, Mr. Lord Chaos.
Greetings.
Howdy. So we're gonna do this mission together. You guys are able to watch it here on YouTube while Lord Chaos and I chit chat and I ask him some questions, and we can kind of get through this together and get hopefully get our 20 reward merits. With the villain missions in particular, it is almost a default, though it's not required, but it's kind of a default assumption that there's going to be some stealthing if the mission is just kill a bad guy at the end. Generally speaking, on the hero side, I think it's more of a core assumption I'm going to kill everything along the way. And the reason for that difference of assumptions is because the villains got stalkers, right? And they are more... so when these missions came out for villain side, there was a lot more rushing to the... Whereas Heroes didn't originally, I don't think, had stalkers, so... Like, this is a big open area, we just have to go to the red spot, so we don't even have to stealth, we just need to fly. You have fly on your character?
Oh yeah, I've got the Shadowfall and I've got flight, so I've got stealth and flight covered.
Nice. Well, there's a couple of big red dots on the map, so it makes it pretty easy to figure out where we should go. And what have you, and I'll see if I can see we have 2 scientists to kidnap, and this one's right here, and it's actually just a very small entourage protecting him. But I'll hold a hot minute. So what have you been doing to level up for the most part? You're at level 49 on this character, and is this your first character since returning back to the game?
Yeah, it is the first. It's based off my first character on the live server back when City of Villains first came out. It was my first villain.
Nice, nice. So what has been your approach to leveling this character up to 49?
I was determined that I was going to do it the old-fashioned way. And so I was just going through stories and just doing it the long way. But here lately, I've been, largely because of your videos, I've been exploring the things like the Ouro missions, the alignment missions, all of it.
Nice, nice. It's got a lot to do. Got a lot of different ways you can level up.
Yeah, it does. And it certainly gives you access to more content as well. And I think that will really help, with all characters being able to go in and, approach it in a little different way.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then we'll... Oops, I don't know why I'm going back to the ship. There's another group to save over here. Oh, we have to take that scientist all the way out? Oh, good grief. Well, we should grab this one here, I guess. There's a scientist here. And I got a little full of myself because I'm like, yeah, I can just handle these guys no problem. And I really do need to respect that.
Could I leave that guy there then?
Yeah, I mean, we'll go back and pick him up on the way out, but... Or I'm just going to confuse the hell out of these guys and watch them beat the shit out of each other. Wow, which is still getting me killed somehow.
Hopefully I didn't aggro half.
Oh, you know what would help is
bringing my guys over.
Turn on my defenses would be very helpful here. Incarnate Thread bonded. Oh, yay. Ah, so you've been leveling up all the different ways. So what did you think initially as you were going through those initial story arcs and getting reacquainted with the game and everything?
There were certain parts of it, that felt really familiar. Um, I was on the server when it first closed back in the day,
Oh,
uh,
yeah.
so it's kind of sad.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Game you love. There was the people there that wanted it, but they just decided, I guess it's best to pool the resources a different way,
Yeah.
and so when it came to an end, I never envisioned that we lost one.
Yeah, I'm going back
Never,
to try to get them there. If we got
yeah,
stealth
never
turned, if you
envisioned.
got stealth turned on, make sure to turn it off because they'll get
Yeah,
lost.
I've noticed that. That's a little annoying, but anyway, yeah. Once I remember when it first shut down, they were doing I think it was Titan. They were wanting to build something with the Titan server. I don't know if anything ever came of that, but
Mm-hmm.
when Homecoming first came out, and I went ahead and downloaded. That was before it was approved through I have no idea where I am here. There we go. Ah, I see you're confusing them. I will let them fight themselves.
They do like, oh, you can beat them up. It doesn't break their confusion when they're getting the shit beat out of them. And if you let them beat them up, we don't get as much XP. But I usually just start wearing them down and make sure they're not shooting at me. So, fun fact about this the mental control dominator, is you don't, unlike most other denominators, that's what you get for being a freaking accountant. Unlike most dominators, you don't got a pet. Instead, all of the minions out there are your pets. You have a lot of confusion. So the idea is that you're just basically constantly using them as your pets to keep your character kind of safe there. But anyways, yeah, it was kind of sad when it had to all be shut down and business decisions are business decisions. But you hate to see so much creativity and stuff shut down for a business decision. But that is life.
Yeah, they've got investors they have to report to, and it's very understandable. But I love the game. Like you, I grew up with comic books. Um, Matter of fact, back in 1977, my mother bought my brother and I a subscription to Iron Man. So I was there when Bob Layton first came onto the book. And so I got to see that classic storyline, Demon in a Bottle. And so, of course, being a lifelong Iron Man fan, as soon as Sea of Heroes came out, I had to build my Iron Man clone.
Hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now, at the time, of course, we know blasters were not that healthy. Let's
No,
just say that.
they had short life expectancies.
Yeah, so getting a true version of Iron Man wasn't easy. I went the Defender route, and not quite the blast strength that it should be, but it has that protection, and more like Iron Man would have. So out with that route. Now on the
Hold on one second here. Let's see if we can get them to climb. I don't know if they'll jump up these rocks or not, but we're running a very long way around and see if you can come up to this ledge and see if they'll follow you up here. I think they're following you and not me, so I can't. But just jump up here and fly up here and see if they'll come up here, because otherwise we got to find a ramp or something, and that's going to be a pain in the butt. But we're not. We're kind of just running around killing things, and we're not getting anywhere close to mission objective. So see if you can fly up to this ledge here.
I which one are you on?
Well, yeah. You might have to zoom in on the map to see me, but we're right over here. So, come on,
Oh,
pull a further inland here and see if they'll. Okay, we got one scientist is following you, but the other one's behind. Let me see if I can grab them. Go ahead and head to the exit, and I'll see if I can grab the other one.
Okie doke.
Because they'll turn green when you've grabbed them, so to speak. So their name tag is blue, and then they turn green when you got them, and yeah. See, I climb up the rock, and he's like, "Oh no, she's gone." I'm like, "I'm literally right here, you sob."
I even turned sprint off. I've got stealth off. I turn off sprint just because I've seen in the past I've outrun, the captives. So I try to do everything I can to avoid that. But
Come on, you sorry little NPC. Usually, I mean, sprint is just a toggle. You just press it again, it turns it on and off.
yeah, that's not an issue. It's
There we go. I think I got the last one up here if I can get uncaught in the geography. Come on, buddy. It's like literally 2 more steps. He's literally right there. What do I have to do? Do I have to have him kiss the door on the helicopter? There we go, I do.
There we go.
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna grab him by his head, and because I'm a villain, and slam it up against the helicopter.
Yeah, you wonder if you almost have to grab him by the scruff of the neck and drag him.
Just drag him over there. So, yeah, for me,
Guys.
my story is so the character I drew in comics, I wanted to bring to City of Heroes, and that character has a lot in common power wise with Iron Man, and could not realize that with the blaster because the blaster is just so darn squishy. So I actually end up trying it with a scrapper because part of that character's power set is, and I'm turning this into the mission, but part of that character's power set is they can occasionally reform the metal into whatever. So I use a scrapper with like dual blades and just kind of, imagine there's a scenario where that would happen. Did that for a while, but really wasn't feeling it, so I quit City of Heroes. And then with City of Villains, I did make this robotics dark mastermind, and I did this for quite a while. I put more time in that one. There was no real comic concept for that one. That was more of a Borg Queen from Star Trek kind of deal. A loose reference to that. And I did that to like level 30 or so. That's back when the grind was real. And it looks like we have to go to St. Marshall. But that grind was pretty real. So I ended up looking for my long range teleporter. I ended up quitting after a couple months.
When I first started, I have a buddy of mine who has always been heavy into video games. He got me started on EverQuest and Lord of the Rings Online, and of course, City of Heroes. And so when I started, I would play with him a little bit. I didn't do a lot of team stuff, and I still don't. I'm still mainly a solo player. So I think this is because one, you don't know about the group that you're in. You really don't.
Well, hold on. Before we
Yeah.
get ahead of ourselves, that's a great conversation. Now tell me about your going back to your homecoming experience. So you came to homecoming.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of jumping ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, you create this
Um,
mastermind, and you mostly been soloing through story arcs, right?
yeah, I've been going through the story arcs, bringing them up a slow way, never going to. I didn't know about the start vendors at the time, or, I don't even know when they incorporated that into Homecoming. But I played for a while, and then I ended up, just setting it aside. It just, I didn't know anybody on it, so that's where I was. I don't know, it just wasn't quite the same experience, and so I just set it aside, and I didn't get back into it for years. This was back when it was, the tequila launcher
Mm-hmm.
was how you got into it. And
Hmm.
then just I saw it on my computer, and I thought, well, I wonder if it's still up. So I tried to log in, and it wouldn't come up. So I thought, well, that must not have lasted. So I just did a quick search, found the Homecoming forums, re-downloaded it, and went from there. And I've been playing quite often since then. It's
Hmm.
just it's very familiar. It's that world that we want to be a part of, and it's just been a good place to spend some time.
Nice, nice. What do you feel like there's something different on this go around that's caught you a little bit better?
Maybe nostalgia.
Hmm. Do you think you would be playing this game if it wasn't for nostalgia?
I don't know. I mean, I enjoy it based on itself. It's not something where you know I don't have to have the big newest graphics and the big cinematic cutscenes and all of that. The gameplay itself is what's really bringing you. Um, it's nice to see that. You like to see that those animations and things like that, but ultimately, you're not playing that animation. It's the character that you're playing. So I think I would, um, just because it is fun, and if there's people out there that still haven't tried it, they definitely should try it. I mean, it's it's not got a lot of requirements as far as your system goes. So my my computer's older. I haven't updated it in some time, and it handles it just fine. So it's one of those games, especially on Homecoming. You've got a great group of people that's on it. People that love the game, love the content, love creating the characters and sharing them. And then this Discord server that you've built, it just seems to have sifted the cream of the crop out of it as far as generosity in teams and things like that.
By the way, are you on your way over here?
I Where you at? I'm outside of the entrance.
You come on in. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm already
Oh, I'm sorry.
killing half these guys, and I mean to be fair, I got them killing each other because they're mind controlled. But you get the gist.
Yeah. I apologize. I was waiting on you. And
Oh no, no. Princess has been here doing her thing. So they want you miss all this juicy XP. Um, and these, something just real quick here is we're playing. So when you go into a mission with two people, guys, it defaults to times two, of course. You cannot do a times one when you have two people in a group. So it is set for times two. And as we all know, there's no -1 setting right now because it doesn't work. So what's kind of interesting is that I was able to solo a lot of those encounters without any issue at all. and I swear the difficulty for times two feels the same as times one right now. I could be wrong, but it really, well, yeah, that's a little bit of a, well, those are two separate groups, I think. As long as they're two separate groups, that's still kind of easy. And this is what I've been fighting a lot in solo, is I've been fighting like a group of 3 people that are one level above me. So it's been really kind of weird. It really has been. The nice thing about Confusion, by the way, is it doesn't put your character into combat, technically, which means I can still use Sniper Shot, because Sniper can only get its full effectiveness outside of combat. So I can confuse a whole group of them and still kill basically one of them right off with a powerful Sniper Shot. And on this what's it called? Mental control, I believe. Mind control. With mind control, and some recharge enhancement. And this is not with set bonuses, by the way. So there's very little global recharge bonus. I'm able to get mass confusion running every few seconds, like It procs pretty often, or not procs, but recharges pretty often. So I have not got her into set bonuses yet. This is just pure. This is just pure SOs essentially, level 50. So now you've got this character almost to 50. Is your plans to do you plan to continue to just continue playing the character and earning up money and getting better gear and stuff, or do you want to do alts or both?
Both. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely both.
nice.
I want to
You
explore, and that's really part of the problem is coming in without anyone else. You don't know what you're doing. I have no idea about you know doing the set bonuses, and I just downloaded mids yesterday, so it's something where already in your videos and then in being part of the Discord, I'm learning quite a bit.
Oh yeah, yeah. It is. It is overly complicated, is my opinion. But it is the system that we got, so we bake our cake with what we got. And the good news is it's completely optional with most ATs. So like with Stardust here, she's just using SOs, and like I said, I'm able to get through this mission on times 2 without any issue. I might even be able to do a times 3. And so you can imagine how much more I could do if I had set bonuses. Because, at this level, at level 50, you're going to have epic power pools and all that other fun jazz. So yeah, it's pretty easy. So it's optional. It's optional, but it is
Yeah.
something to get
Well,
into if you want to be like, yeah, what would my character be like if I could do a times 4, times 5, or even higher?
well,
You
you want to
know,
see. A lot of us are basing our characters off of someone that we already know. A character. Lord Chaos is basically based off of Doctor Doom. He's what inspired this particular character. And if you have just kind of these generic builds and things like that, you don't get the true sense of what the character's really capable of. And so, wanting to explore that, take it further, see what you can be capable of.
easy peasy lemon squeezy.
There we go.
Oh, I gotta go back to Granville to talk to Sunshine. Because Sunshine hasn't given me his phone number yet.
Oh, joy.
Like, I feel like I've done 2 missions for you. You can give me your phone number. And it just occurred to me, I went to Ouroboros, and what you can do in Ouroboros is you can literally just go to the crystal and go return to contact, which is what I should have done, but it's not what I did. And so I gotta fly 600 yards to the contact now. Not a big deal. This is why real min-maxers 3-slot flight. So you can quickly get back to your contacts.
It's just some of these tips and tricks are things that, if you're not playing with someone else, you're just not picking up. And so watching your videos has been really helpful in learning a lot of this. It's something where if you're not in a group, you're not going to know about it unless you're just scouring the internet for every little morsel of information that's available.
Oh, yeah. Looks like the next mission is in St. Marshall. So if you sat tight there, you have a leg up on me. Except I have mission teleporter, so I'm already there.
Yeah, I'm about 700 yards out.
At least I like to think I'm already there. Boop.
Two computers to deactivate. Are we doing the stealth or are we just smashing everything?
Well, so
Oh,
when it comes to like, if it's one guy at the end, I usually do rush to the end. With 3 computers, unless, well, it could maybe try to stealth to them. It can be a little iffy. I
okay.
mean, you
Let me
got
bring in the
bots.
boy.
You got bots, so you can start smashing through, and I can try Walmart stealthing my thing, and I unfortunately let these guys get out of my control.
We'll get him.
Now they're within the control again. And that's the thing about this character is if you any dominator really, if you let them slip out of control, you're in big trouble very quickly. It's not a lot of wiggle room for error there. But I don't seem to have too many endurance issues, so that's good. Yeah, I can Walmart stealth around while you just go ahead and start working your way through with the bots.
Okay.
And
I will meet you in the middle.
we'll see if Walmart stealth will get me very far. I don't think this is gonna work. Nope. Nope. Yeah, no. That's not gonna work. That's not a recipe for success. Walmart stealth sucks. I did hear the beepy at the end, but especially with ×2, there's enough enemies there to one of them's gonna pass the check to see the Walmart stealth person.
Uh,
Yeah, I think when I respec this character, I'll try to get like real stealth concealment put on. We'll see if I got room for it. For maybe some of these types of things. But the thing is, as soon as you touch the glowy, I think you become unstealthed. So unless you've
I
got a
believe you
way,
do. You know.
yeah, unless you've got a way to deal with that when it's surrounded by mobs like that, I find that a little hard to deal with. Now, if you're playing solo and the mob density is lower, you could stealth there, then kill everything around it to make room, and that might work. But I always hear people talk about how they stealth through things and they do it all the time, and I'm always like, how? I guess I'm too casual a player to understand. So and I think that kind of segues to the next point, which is, you mentioned before that you like to solo, but why do you like to solo? This is a
I'm.
multiplayer game after
It.
all. Why are you
It
being
is.
solo in a multiplayer game? That's insane.
Sometimes it's hard to give that much time to it that you might need if you're, doing group missions that follow a long arc, and so you just may not find that it's easy to do the required time. Um, Running into level 51s over here.
Yeah, and I can't. That boss right there, it will take me a while if I'm going to try to hit him with Confuse or something because
Mhm.
I don't have Domination up. There it goes. 2 applications will do it. Go ahead and go after him. Two
Okay.
applications will do it, but yeah, it takes like double.
But
Well,
anyway, it's I don't always have that, 2, 3 hours or longer that's needed for a lot of the team activity, and especially coming from previous games like EverQuest or something like that, where you could be looking at 4, 5, 6, 8 hours.
so what if there was multiplayer content that was an hour or less?
Now that's going to be probably a lot easier to handle for me personally.
So the thing about City Heroes is it doesn't explain itself at all, and very well, and it does have a lot of content, a lot of multiplayer content when you consider Ouroboros, like we're doing this together, right? This is just a story arc that you can do together. And the Ouroboroses are essentially task forces, right? Um, which task forces are essentially the dungeons, but they tend to be interconnected dungeons that can take a very long time. So, to your earlier point, and stuff, and it's just a matter of knowing which ones are long and which ones aren't. Some of the task forces that we do, like Positron, usually take well under an hour for most decent groups, whereas some of the ones I've done take 3 hours when you have a bad group, right? And they're just kind of struggling. We're having to start over and over again, so it ends up becoming a mess. And what have you. So it just kind of depends on the content. That's why I take notes with Ouroboroses, and I play through them. A lot of them I play through first solo, and then that way I can take notes of like, okay, this one took me an hour, this one took 2 hours, and that way I can tell that person, okay, we're going to be here for this much time roughly. But unfortunately, the game doesn't explain itself well, so that requires hot, sweaty research. But once you find one you like, you can always go back to that one, right? If all it takes you is finding a couple that are under an hour that you enjoy, and then you could always say, "Hey, Bob, you want to come do this one?" And there's a beepy around here. But do you want to come do this one, and we can run this together and get it done in under an hour and get like, last time I did this, I got 15 reward merits. Where's that beepy at? I can hear it.
Here. Back left. There, I've got it.
Alright. There's an elevator down the hallway here. But that's one way. That's definitely one way to handle the content, the group content in the game. So knowing that, are you ready to run forward then and form big groups?
Yeah. We played a little bit last night in the farming. That's obviously you're not having as much to do when there's the main farmer, but it kind of starts to get you a little used to it. And as I said, if you don't know anyone else, joining super groups or whatever is going to help you.
Nice. So when you were doing all of your different things, you mentioned you had done, so you did some alignment missions, right?
Oh yeah. Those are really good.
And did you make it up to the morality mission where you get the merit rewards?
Yeah, I've done that several times. I've even tried going rogue and from the villain side, and then exploring the blue side. But really, it's odd because you may be in there, and you may be fighting on that side, but when you do happen to get more tips, you're not getting tips on the blue side. They all send you back to the red side. So you're once again kind of limited in that. So if you go full hero, go to big to null the goal and just switch your alignment that way. I guess that's one way you could approach it. It seems like, I don't know, they could do something there to kind of integrate that rogue state, but you still have access to the Ouro missions and things like that.
Yeah, it's clear it's not a very well thought out, super well and deep system. It definitely serves for me, it serves a nice little way to make extra merit rewards, and something that I can do between longer story arcs if I just got 15 minutes to kill or something like that, maybe whoa,
right by the door.
No, there's a whole bunch of enemies up here, and I ran right into them face smack first, and I couldn't hit mass confuse fast enough on that group, so they can get to the hot and sweaty work of beating the crap out of each other. But yeah. So if I'm doing a story arc, let's say I finish up a story arc, I look at the clock. I've got like maybe half an hour left, which you could start a story arc, and you can always like log out and finish it when you come back. But a lot of times I can just do an alignment mission or two, and then and end my night that way. It's also good like if you're on and we want to partner up, but you don't have all night to spend, then we can do a couple of alignment missions.
And you also have the option if you're interested in building the alt. That's a great thing to do when you have maybe just a half hour or hour to spend to kind of explore those options. And they have so many different options when it comes to gameplay now. The different power sets. So it's great to be able to explore those. It just adds so much to the game.
Have you built your second character yet?
Oh yeah, I've got now. I'm not nothing like you. I don't have like pages and pages. I probably have 2 pages of characters, but I've been exploring. Uh, I'm figuring out what works, what doesn't. Let's try something here. See if we don't get ourselves into a little trouble with that.
I slapped him with an extra group fear as well, so I don't think they should be too much of a threat to anybody. So what's your what archetype is your second character?
Well, the second one would have been my Iron Man that I rebuilt. Now, he is still a blaster, but I've been exploring the Sentinels lately due to your videos, and just seeing that they're a lot less squishy
Yeah.
than our blaster friends.
Yeah.
It can be nice because just going in and blowing stuff up is fun.
Yep. There's like blasters will rely, at least my blasters tend to rely on control powers. They have some control, like my Ice Sentinel can lock a mob down with an ice block, put ice on the ground so they're constantly falling over. So that's kind of like the fallback if I'm not doing enough damage and I need to slow some of them down so I'm not getting Alpha Strike to death. But with a Sentinel, you just keep blasting, right? It's non-stop blasting. So a lot of times I'll hear a blaster does more DPS, and in a way they're not wrong, but in a way they are wrong because when you're soloing, yeah, if I can continue to just do DPS as a blaster, I'm generally going to do a little bit more damage than a Sentinel because of the class ability Defiance, which basically increases the damage you do the more you keep fighting. It's almost like a rage mechanic, really. And the Sentinels is the opportunity strikes where you put 15% vulnerability on an enemy. So it's really great for bosses and lowering their resistances. But it's not a big DPS increaser overall. It's not something you're slapping on every minion and mowing them down with. So it's in that case, and I think the blaster does edge out the Sentinel in your general mission from mission. But then my Sentinel never stops blasting. My blaster stops blasting and starts running away and throwing down defenses and stuff whenever their pull goes wrong. And it doesn't happen all too often. I think they put enough damage into blasters nowadays to where it's you can melt most groups before it gets to that point. But it does get to that point at least a few times during every,
Yeah, it does.
and I end up running away and doing the blaster thing. So I think in solo, anyways, in casual play, there is definitely an argument made that I actually do faster killing on my Sentinel than I do on my blasters. And I love them both, but let me break domination here and try to dominate this guy here with confusion. dominate as much as these guys as possible here. These are a lot of oranges and probably reds for you, and
Oh yeah.
we're gonna try to really lay down the lockdowns on these guys here.
Lay down the boogie.
Yeah, so this is what your Dominator is born to do. And then we're gonna Mind Probe them. You have to get really close for Mind Probe, so it just makes you wonder what kind of Mind Probe that is. But that probe hurts. We know that for a fact. The probe hurts. Yeah, where you going, buddy? Don't run away from us. Boss. Don't run away from me, boss. Now, if we run into an elite boss, and I feel like we will before the end of this, that is where my poor Dominator gets crushed usually, because the resistances to Mez is usually so darn high. So, are you doing heroes? Oh, we have to lead them
Yeah.
all the way up, because of course we do.
Yeah, I'll try both. It's nice sometimes to get the mix of the storyline too.
And here's a fun fact, boys and girls: when you die on your level 50 character, you could always consider, I don't know, turning your powers back on. Did we leave our guy behind?
Yeah, I'm running around stealth, so
Come here, boy. Where is he behind, or is he with us? Oh, he's with us. The map showed a red marker back here, so I got confused. Yeah, lead the base commander out. So I was getting a little confused. Now I'm going to watch the green arrow. Now, okay, so he's right behind me. You're back there, and the red markers are all your minions. For some reason, the map has decided to start showing me where your minions are at, which it normally doesn't do. So
that's weird.
It is weird. It's almost as if City of Heroes is a buggy, janky mess. All right, it's okay.
I know. I've got a number of
come on, and join me.
I've managed to find some playmates back here.
Oh, yeah. Well, that would explain a few things. They do sometimes when you're leading somebody out, you'll definitely get some reinforcement respawns and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping
they want to play too.
They do want to play. They usually come from the front and usually, hit you in the face. But if those teleported in from behind us, that's a little bit of a different approach. But that's City of Heroes for you. And I see another group. So you guys who are watching this video, you can see those red markers come in on me. I may not make it out before they make it to me because I have to run slow for this guy.
Uh-oh.
Come on, guy. Come on, guy. Come on, guy. Come on, hurry up. Oh, they're heading towards you. That's funny. They turned off at the elevator, so it makes me to believe they're heading towards you. But I got the base commander to the exit, and that's all that matters.
Oh, there you go.
So
I'll punch out then.
We win. We are What do you mean I have to return back to him, you son of a gun? What urged you to get this guy's phone number?
He's too cheap to spring for a phone.
Has he seen how hot I look? I mean, look at this character. Look at the artwork. Maybe he doesn't. He's not into ladies. I shouldn't be presumptuous. Okay, so this time we're going to hit the crystal. So when you need to return back to your contact in an Ouroboros, and they're far away, one of the fastest things you could do is just come back to the crystal in Ouroboros and do that, and it takes you right back to the contact. It makes your life... See, boom. If you can't call them, that's the way to do it right there. Alright, so this one is in Granville, right next to me. I can teleport you here once you get over to Granville, I think.
Could have just stayed there.
Assuming I can figure out where the mission is at, because this place is a claustrophobic mess. Oh, is it? Oh, okay. It's Oh, do I just have to talk to... Oh, I have to talk to Deos. Alright, now the mission, investigate Organelle and Granville. Okay. Is it here, or is it inside the darn building? Alright, let's see. There it is. It's just right over here. Yeah. I did quite a bit of questing around here, and usually things weren't too hard to find, but you got to be willing to look up into the sky, because half the time the entrances are way up in the air somewhere.
Up in the tangle.
And, looks like, let's see, examine the organelle, defeat the manager. Now, I don't know what examine the organelle means. Oh. No, you are not nice robots. And I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about them. Those Cray. You are not nice Cray. You know, you should let us set up our robots and get ready for you before you start attacking. Doing anything else is rude. So, you clearly like to build your characters for theme. Do you build characters for min-maxing at all? Do you ever go, what's the meta here, guys? I want to know what's the best Dominator or Scrapper for Soul. Do you ever take that approach?
I have not jumped down the well. And once again, that may just be because, you know, doing so much soloing, I just did not feel like I had the knowledge to dig into it. Now, you know, of course, we've got YouTube, we've got forums now, much more content than we did when the game was first out. So, you know, that's just on me for not doing my homework.
Admit it, though. You picked this mastermind because you saw my video of, like, top class as a solo, and you saw that I had mastermind at the very top, and you're like, that's the one.
Actually, I created this one. I looked at it, and it said the date I created it was December 31st of 2019.
Oh, wow.
So, as I said, back when it became available again, and you know, that's back when they had the keyless server, or however that worked. I went ahead and came back and tried to create my original characters.
Yeah, I need to look up when Danzig was created, because I did have a short stint in the game in Homecoming, because I had a friend who was big into it. I just didn't want to put any time into it, but I think I had downloaded it and created Danzig, which is my mastermind, as my first character as well. And so I should see what her date of creation was. We'll go ahead and invite those guys to beat each other up. This is the power of mass confusion. It's so beautiful, guys. It brings a tear to my eye. So, Stardust was one of my mini characters just based on theme alone, and I don't know if anyone's making an argument that that mind control is a super great domination power. But it is very hot or cold, and it's very hot or cold, and there's no in between. You're either decimating people by confusing the hell out of them and watching them beat each other up, or you are getting your butt kicked because they broke control or they're very mez resistant. And when you're playing villains and you're fighting a whole bunch of Mu and other arachnoses that are arachni that are mine resistant, mez resistant, life for a Dominator becomes very painful. But you can see there, that was a sniper shot. That one said sniper shot on it, which indicates she wasn't still engaged in combat, even though I had done all that stuff to them. There's a lot of what I do that doesn't technically provoke combat. I like how we held each other. I can't get a break free to save my life. I keep getting, like, I guess I combine these three heals into a break free. Because, man, they're pretty chintzy on the break frees.
Here, come here. Let me see how I can hand these to you. I don't know
Oh,
how to
don't
do
worry
it.
about it. I'm just grousing. I can make, you know. I'm just curious that these break frees hardly ever drop.
Yeah, from last night when we were doing the fire farming, I ended up having like about 4 of them pop in. Also, my first time getting a purple recipe.
Mmm, juicy purple recipes.
I looked at prices as far as what the recipe was going. The recipe was going a good, I think it was 10 million, but I just ended up having to invest a little bit in the components and got quite a bit more out of it.
Yeah, I could do this one up here first. It's usually a little bit
Oh,
easier.
base manager.
Oh, wow, that's awfully convenient, isn't it?
Yeah.
There goes his little minion. Dominators can do some pretty decent damage. Like, nope, you're dead. Have a nice day. It felt like Blaster good right there. Being able to erase a minion from a group will never get old, whether you're using the Stalker sneak attack or a Blaster sniper shot or a Dominator sniper shot. Oh, okay, we're going in the right direction because now the map is lit up. See this guy right here? Yeah. Oh, well, he didn't die. To his credit, he hung in there. He's got a little bit of life left. Now he's dead. What about this guy here? Can I sniper his candy ass? 270 damage. See, if I was a blaster, that thing would have been dead. I've seen blasters one shot frickin' lieutenants, no problem, without even fancy gear on. Hello, bad guy.
Oh, hello. He's out for a stroll.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Mass confuse. Boop. Oof. There we go. Beating the crud out of each other the way nature intended. Now, this is the only MMO I know of that allows you to just wander up to a group of enemies and basically dominate them like that, to where they're beating the crud out of each other. I can't even think of an MMO really that lets you lock down and paralyze a group of enemies, or even significantly slow them down. But City of Heroes lets you do all of that and basically dominate them to where they'll beat the crud out of each other.
Yeah. Have you
So,
ever played any of the collectible card games like Magic, things like that?
back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you had so many different types of play. You had the straight out power, attacks. You had the things like the control, the blue decks that would deny everything, and you kind of get an idea of that here. Has some of those same concepts.
Mission complete. Alright, so let's see here. Will he let me call? Oh, he'll finally let me call him. Oh, isn't he cute? So hopefully this has been some good XP for you. I don't know if you're any
Uh,
closer to 50.
yeah, it's giving me, it looks like about 4 bars. Where am I? Uh, in the wrong direction. Oh, there it is. Using myself.
And then you can start working on your incarnate stuff. And at 50, um, I think I can take you into Dark Astoria. And you can get your first salvage, your what we call the incarnate salvage, which is used to build um, the incarnate uh, enhancements, which give you incarnate powers. And I
You
doubt there's.
you have a strategy here?
Yeah, I'm just looking around real quick to make sure there's nothing in those. And those were dead end hallways. I could see on the. I use reveal so I can see the map ahead of time. But with 3 scientists and 3 project elements, we're definitely have to fight through. And so
Yeah.
I'm not really super sure where they get this idea that villain missions can be just. I guess if you have really, really good stealth, you could probably go and do these things and maybe you don't die. But
Well, it's the leading the scientists out that you can never do that. That never works with the stealth.
yeah, and I'm not sure if we have to save them and just, kill the enemies around them, or if it's going to be, yeah, no, you need to lead them out. You never know. Now you got like this one, you got like this big room in the middle here, and hey, mushroom brains. I also hear Dominators aren't really good without Domination active. If you guys have been watching, I've activated Domination once, and that was during that boss fight. My rule of thumb is I usually play without Domination, and I really have no problems mind controlling people. Um, as you guys can kind of see here, I've really not run into any issues at all. Lieutenants and less just can be regularly charmed or held with non-domination, no problem. This guy appears lieutenant, so I can hit that whole group with mass confusion here if I can get close enough without getting seen.
Yeah. Here, let me
And there
get
we
these
go.
guys
And
on their leash.
you can see every single one of them are hit with the status effect. As long as I hit, which apparently I missed with the sniper shot there, so that's most unfortunate.
And playing the Dominator is a different skill set too. It's not just a skill set of the character. You have to learn how to slow down your game. And I ended up starting a Dominator from your videos. And so, yeah, it's a completely different game. It's a little slower up until you get those higher levels, which I've not done yet. But
Well, you definitely don't see Stardust exactly carving through things as fast as a good blaster or sentinel, but yeah, it is definitely a more powerful. Like you definitely feel powerful. Go ahead and grab this computer thing here. Hello, bad guys. Why can't I target you? Let's see. Mass confusion. Oh,
oh,
I did
he
not
came
see.
out of
He
left
came.
field.
Yeah, where did you come from, you bad boy? There, take that.
I think he was hiding in a corner somewhere. Probably from the ear.
That's the problem with fungi. They just kind of blend into the background.
Boys, it's all right to go ahead and attack.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'm not a very stealthy person, and they don't break confusion. That's another thing about this game. Like normally, most games, if things are quote unquote confused, you can if you hit them, it will knock them out of confusion, and that goes all the way back to D&D. But in this game, they shouldn't call it confusion. They should really call it domination, because once it takes hold, I never have them attack me until it wears off anyways, and then they're no longer technically confused. So it should be just called dominated. They're literally dominated or charmed, and they serve you and not their normal interest. It might be confusion when it's slapped on a player character, maybe, but when it's on the enemies, it's definitely a being dominated or charmed. Well, I hope there's a lot of... Gosh, there's another floor after this one. Holy shit pickles. So many floors. Hello, Deathcap. So you can see there.
Let me target these guys.
So you can see there, all these guys got dominated.
We drew some of them from the other side here, so getting them cleaned up.
The swarm. There we go. And generally speaking, these lab equipments that are in these rooms here, I usually destroy these things. It's not always necessary, but I can't tell you how many times I've done like a mission that had this room layout with these things in it, and it ends up that those things need to be destroyed, and I end up wasting time coming back and finding them, or I didn't know that they were the objective, so I waste time not knowing what the objective is. And it's like, oh, so you can stick your robots on that one there. I'll confuse Sunshine here and then sniper him.
Oh, there you go. Your sniper worked that down.
Man, when it hits, you know, it's always nice, but you always got that 5% miss chance. You know, you can never get rid of that little extra chance to look bad in front of your friends. That's why it pays to confuse them first. Just in case you F it up, they won't immediately come and try to kill you.
Yeah.
I say, a Domineer has to think one step ahead. Because, yeah, most of the time a snipe shot will kill a minion, especially if you beef it up first with, like, aim or something. Oh, good. Now I got 2 break freeze banked. This character has very little mez resistance. One thing I need to do in rebuilding the character for 50 is make sure I get some good mez resistance.
Oh, we had some on the ramp back here.
Well, they are cute. Let's see here. Where's my confusion? Where you going, buddy? Thump. Oh. Hello, guys. Okay. Well, we clear out this whole room, and I don't think I found a single scientist or project element. None of the objectives were in this room, so while that was good XP, it sadly did not seem to move the needle. Which means we're either skipping something somewhere, or there's like 18 more floors after this, or they really did pack everything into this last room here. Let's see. Let's go to the left here and get these guys first.
That appears to be the last one.
Yeah, last floor.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, please do not judge my gameplay very harshly.
No, this is the filthy casual channel, guys. I don't do anything hardcore. I always have people writing and going, "Oh, why didn't you turn this on?" Or "I noticed you don't use this power." I'm like, "You're right. I'm kind of a filthy casual. I don't really do all the optimizing thingies that I probably should be doing." So you can get those guys on the right. I will paralyze these guys on the left. There's a scientist behind them. Oh. Now I'm the one being mezzed. I did not. Wow. Okay. Well, good thing I had that break free. I have to buy some break frees off the auction house when I get out of here. It's probably this character's biggest weakness. Did I mention that mass confusion recharges rather quickly?
Looks like I got messed too. There we go. It looks like they run for it themselves.
Well,
so you're not having to escort these guys out.
Escort them through 5 floors of elevators. There is a beepy in here. Here, beepy.
There you go. Right there in the corner. Let me grab it.
Yeah, oh yeah. Go ahead and grab the beepy.
There we go.
Remember, boys and girls, you don't want to take build advice from the guy who puts 3 slots into flying. Just saying. I hear a bleepy around here too. But it could be right on the other side of this wall, so... I don't think beepies get more quiet just because they're on the other sides of wall, sadly. Like, wall is... The sound insulation of this building is very low. Yeah, I see the glowy from this angle. See, right there I held them, but they still got an attack off on me. That seems to be different. And I don't remember that before. Normally, once they're mezzed, they're held. But it seems like nowadays they get an extra hit off on the Dominator before the mez actually takes hold. Alright, so that one's down. Now we have some scientists to find. Definitely got a whole bunch of these guys all confused. I'll terrify them as well, just to be double safe, because there's a lot of them. It's always cute when they're like terrified. They're like, please don't hurt me. And then I blast them. Du kan du scientist. So I honestly think that for the most part, I know people are like permadom, 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 permadom. And you know, and I do think it's worth eventually picking up if you can afford it, because getting permadom is not a cheap date. To get domination to work permanently on your character, you need a lot of recharge, and you're gonna need some of those expensive sets for that kind of recharge to get up there. I've taken a look at it in mids, and I don't. Now I'm not the build expert, so I could be missing something big, but I don't readily see an easy way to get permadom on a character. But in a lot of ways, I think permadom might be a little bit of an overkill if you're just used to doing these kinds of missions. Because, like I said, regular domination, just regular abilities seem to hold enemies just fine. I only use Dom against bosses for the most part. I saved it for bosses. Now, the one thing about domination, you've heard me grouse about Mez a few times, is that it does give you some nice Mez protection. So one argument for permadom is that it comes with Mez protection baked into the cake. So you won't need to do that on your build. So that is a very nice feature of permadom. We're missing a scientist somewhere. Somewhere in this grand complex. So if we'll split up and we'll take a look around, see what we can find.
Okay, so we're pretty well clear here.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I thought we pretty much have done the whole dungeon, so clearly there's something we missed. So just split up and we'll just eyeball around, and I'll fly around real quick and see what I can see.
Here's some funds over here.
Is he got a scientist behind him?
I cannot see. Let me whack some people.
I don't think I see a scientist, sadly.
Whoa.
Won't stop me from turning them against each other. Yeah, your robot's got a... I really thought there should have been another one in this room, so I'm looking around this room again. And a lot of times when you're missing something, if you got a room with a second floor, like a catwalk, a lot of times it'll be on the catwalk. Now, there's definitely a leftover guy. If this was a kill-all, this might be one of our leftover guys right there. But it is a find the scientist, so... I do still kill everything just to be on the safe side if I come across an enemy. Alright. That one's put down. We put him down. Nope, I went back up. Up, down. Elevators. Who likes them? We'll check this room here.
Let's see, there's some critters down there.
Nothing in that room. This is the real fun part of City of Heroes, boys and girls looking for that last MacGuffin. Oh, this is the...
Here.
Yeah, you might... Yeah, especially if you see a scientist cowering in the corner. That's what you're really kind of eyeballing for. It has to be there what you're seeing, because there's nothing on these other floors. They're pretty small, really.
No. I think I cleared that out. I ran into some more critters there, but I'm not seeing any scientists at all. I think this... Pretty sure this top section is clear as it could be.
another thing that bugs me about MMOs. Why do they all feel the need to change the terminology? Right? Oh wait, it's showing me some red guys on this map suddenly. Like, hey, you've killed everything. Sometimes I'll show you the last couple of enemies. It's showing
Yeah.
me that there's oh yeah, there he is. Oh my gosh, we're blind. We've been through here like 3 times now, and he's right there. Anyways, so it does this in Guild Wars 2, right? So normally, whenever you make a character, you would pick a class. In any other game, it's called a class. What do we call it? In City Heroes, it's an archetype. And in Guild Wars, it's a profession, which is even more confusing because a profession in most games is what your crafting profession is. You know, like why? Why do we need to keep changing the terminology? This is why I'm not a big fan, whether it's in politics or in cultural talk or in video games, of constantly changing the language. It just sows confusion unnecessarily.
Looks like you've already got the last one here, or the next one.
Well, because this had, what, 6 missions in it, I said? This one is a defeat the boss. And it's a big open area. So this one should be fairly easy to deal with, I would think. I'm going to fly to the end of the map here. Because generally speaking...
Up at the front.
Yeah, generally speaking, your boss guys are going to be towards the back of the map. So I always search for like the backup. And it helps to have the name tags turned on for maps like this, and you're looking for a specific dude. So that's where turning on name tags can help. We have that command in our Discord server. We have it. Oh, I found him. Sunshine's right here. And he is an elite boss. I could definitely use help.
Okay, let me fly over there, and I will set my guys up over there. That way I'm not starting the train all the way down.
Yeah. A safe space right here. I think I also have like a reverse color of her outfit as well. Yeah, and elite boss can sometimes tear through your bots pretty quick, so you'll be possibly resuscitating them in quick fashion.
I'm about 40 seconds away from my Dark Servant being back.
Well, you could pull him up in the middle of the fight. I'm guessing it's going to last more than 40 seconds.
I would guess so.
We'll see if Sunshine here wants to attack its friends. Nope. Then he serves no purpose. Bye. A lot of times my way of dealing with elite bosses as a dominator is if they have minions around them, you want to try to turn them against them. To at least tie them up for a few seconds. Like that. And that's how I get my kicks.
It's better than having them add on while you're trying to fight the boss.
The funny thing is it still doesn't start combat really, so now I could sniper shot this one guy here. Is he even attacking back? Oh, he's aggro. Go, 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 go. And I'm down. I'll resurrect back up, and hopefully you can keep the aggro long enough for me to become unstunned. Yeah, he took me down like a bag of chips there. He was feisty.
Oh, he's chewing through my boys.
Yeah, just keep summoning them. Like I have no problem getting through bosses with a mastermind because I just keep summoning. The recharge on summoning is pretty. Don't let him chase you though into more mobs. Stay back. Don't. He might be suckering you into. Just be careful. Last thing you want to do is fight him and a bunch of critters. Which again, why are they called critters and not mobs? Nobody knows. Is he down there somewhere? Yeah, there he is. Immobilized and confused. Son of a bitch. That's why I took break freeze. Only I'm allowed to dominate people, you evil backstabber. And stop deleting my fly. There we go.
There we go.
20 reward merits took us 83 minutes. I swear the villains get the raw end of the merit reward deal. I regularly get less reward merits per minute on villains than I do on heroes. But it's okay because I like villains, but it is interesting. Alright. Did that get you to 50?
Not quite. Got me more than halfway there, though.
Wow, okay. Well, there we go. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you watch this whole thing, that's us just doing a good old villain story arc there at the end. Took us a while, but that's okay. Not in a rush, and we took our time. You could probably speed that a little bit faster. Depends on what characters you're playing and everything else. Depends on how you're handling that guy. But that is it for us for today. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.